Don't stare.
Why not?
Because she'll see.
Good. You must let her see the fire in your eyes.
But what would I say?
Words come later. It is the scent that first speaks of love.
Thanks, Worf. That helps a lot.
Well, hello and happy Monday, everyone. Star Trek The Next Generation, Season 3, Episode 25, Transfigurations first aired back in 1990. But here in 2026 on Live Long and Podcast, we're just getting started. Whether you're joining us live here on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook or catching your audio version wherever you get your podcasts, our mission to rewatch every episode of TNG continues. One mysterious survivor, one medical miracle, and one unexpected Geordie glow-up at a time. And now this is your captain speaking. I am your host, Dave Mader. Coming in, a great panel here to talk about it all. Stylish, sharp, and always dressed to the nines. She's tuned into the emotional core. She's watching every moment of connection between the crew and their enigmatic patients. The empathy, the curiosity, the fear of the unknown. When the compassion meets cosmic transformation, she is the one calling out the empathy. Or is it just bland empathy today? It is Blanduzzi, Heather Narduzzi.
Hello. I am dressed to the threes tonight because that's about how much I liked this episode.
The one you didn't remember.
Yes, I didn't remember it. And with good reason, because nothing happened. Who cares?
There's a good social progressive message and stuff, but yeah, I get it. I don't know what you mean.
Is there?
Okay,
let's see what all of you think, because I often my estimation of an episode often increases when I discuss it with all y'all, but I'm pretty sure everybody else thought this was a dud too. Do you like my white uniform?
Heather, I've never seen you so monochromatic ever.
I know. This is the only white sweater I own, and it's my mom's, and she forgot it here because it's boring.
Well, on that note, let's bring in a man who is not boring, tracking the power dynamics, the Enterprise crew versus the Zalconian authorities, Dr. Crusher versus the limits of medical science, John Doe versus the fear of his own transformation. This episode asks what it means to evolve beyond what others will accept. He's locked into that. It's Adam Woodward.
Yeah. I don't believe this episode belonged in the season.
It's the penultimate episode.
Is it? Like, how did this happen?
Well, they were gearing up for the really big episode, and they're like, "Well, we got a few bucks here. Let's,
And like Heather, honestly, I started this episode, and I'm going, I don't remember this, and I liked the whole opening. It was fun in 10 Forward, but man,
the opening was the best part, and it went downhill from there.
Yeah, actually, my favorite parts are all the Geordie and Christy Henshaw or whatever her name is. Is that the same woman he was dating or trying to date in like the beginning of the season before? Like,
when they went to the holodeck together?
When they went to the holodeck, is that not the same person? Like,
you know what? I'm sure I'll have time.
I need a fun fact on that, Adam. But before once upon a time, we did a Star Trek Radio Theater this episode, and here's the man who played not just John Doe, but also Sunad, the villain of the episode. He knows Zalconians well, from that perspective. He's asking what it means to lead when your patient may be the key to a new stage of evolution, and what it means to stand up to a government that fears change. When philosophy meets biology, he's our compass. It's Kevin Millard.
This episode, we did this episode. It's so boring. I don't remember playing either of those characters.
You did. Yeah. And there was a whole part at the end where you had to talk to yourself. It was go check all that out. Yes.
Well, I'm sure it's more exciting than this episode.
For sure. You're a much better actor, I think, than the guy who guest stars in this episode, although
I can't believe I've been gone. I haven't done a podcast in like 2, maybe 3 months. This is what I'm coming back for?
And I think I put you into this because you had played both parts.
Yeah.
Originally. I was like, okay, well, we need Kevin for Transfigurations. He knows the Zalconians. He's a method actor in that sense. Yeah. Right. Of course, we are talking about the penultimate episode of season 3, as mentioned, the 73rd episode overall of Next Gen that aired on June 17th, 1990, written by the great Rene Echeverria and directed by Tom Benko. And it's when the Enterprise rescues a critically injured amnesiac who is undergoing a mysterious transformation. And as his abilities grow, the crew discovers that he may be evolving into a new life form, one of his own people may fear and want to destroy.
Done. Yeah. We're over now. That's the great summary.
That is basically the summary. Like,
Ratings.
You know, and then he turns into a glowing sock man, or like that body suit he's wearing by the end. It's a big glowy thing, and then he just hops out of the ceiling and he leaves. Now she got color.
She just couldn't do it.
I can't look like that.
Looking good.
Dave, just before we get started on this episode, that the Geordi episode on the holodeck on the beach, where he was bringing up Geordi was bringing up the holographic gypsy violin player. Remember that?
Yes.
We all felt so uncomfortable for him during that episode. Was indeed Christy Henshaw.
So he that is the same actress and the same character as well, right?
And everything. So she's got I don't know what happened with her, but now she's like interested in Geordi if he's willing to try. But he was trying before. He's trying too hard.
I don't know. I think this episode is really about Geordi's love life and the fact that Riker seems to be oddly jealous.
Yes.
Or threatened by in the turbo lift.
Oh, Riker was following her out, somewhere later on to see if he could hook up with it.
Yeah, he's like, I don't remember this Geordi going out with Christy Henshaw.
Now
what the hell's
threat to Riker?
I think that that scene in the turbo lift is very much in keeping with what Adam's been saying about Riker this whole season. Like, I don't really like Riker this season, which is unusual because I love Riker. I just feel like they were having a hard time with him this season, and the tone of the conversation he has with Geordi in the turbo lift comes off really like jealous and petty, and I don't think that's Riker's nature at all. I think Riker, as a good friend and a good wingman and a pansexual bon vivant, would be like, Geordi, great job, my friend. Have a nice time. I don't think he'd be like, so you and Christy Henshaw, I just feel like
instead of that he's basically going, I thought you were a loser, Geordi.
Yeah. I thought I had one last competition on this ship, and now Worf's tutoring you and teaching you how to pick up women. Like, come on, words come later.
Worf's his best friend on this one. Weird.
Yeah.
Worf and Geordi are besties in this episode, at least when it comes to women. It's an interesting choice. O'Brien shows up. This is the first time I think we get O'Brien tearing his shoulder and kayaking on the holodeck.
Yes, and may I just say he is wearing a peak early 90s colors and geometric shapes wetsuit. Cannot wait to get to the screenshot of that. The best episode, or the best outfit in the episode.
It was June of 1990, and he was like, look what I've got. This is going to rock.
It's a new decade, y'all.
Yeah, this is going to rock the whole decade. You watch. And he did. It did. We have, what's his name? Mark Lamura, who plays John Doe here, is like kind of like the patient they find. He gets a ton of screen time in this episode. We also got Charles Dennis playing Sunad, the villain who shows up near the end, who apparently has Darth Vader choking abilities. and choke the entire crew of the Enterprise. Like, that was an important weapon. I think that a weapon that never comes back like that I can recall. Like, I never saw a ship do this before or after, but like everyone's choking, and as long as you have a John Doe on board to administer the miracle cure, you'll be okay. But I don't know, maybe steer clear of those Laconians. They got mean ships and meaner weapons, it would appear. Does anyone else have anything good to say about it before we jump in?
Nope.
Maybe. No.
I'm not watching it anymore.
Okay.
The best of both worlds is next week.
Yeah, right.
Well, we got.
I will say this, is that every now and then Star Trek Next Generation surprises me with things that I never rewatched, and then I remember why. And this is one of them.
Mm-hmm. Now, it's definitely been my opposite experience with a lot of episodes while we're doing this rewatch on the channel. Then I'm like, oh, this is a skipper. And then I watch it for the pod, and I'm like, oh, this is actually really good. Not the case tonight, I'm afraid.
Well,
although I am, as the Stargazer Fish said, and you just put up, I'll take even the dud TNG episodes. Yeah, it's true.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's any like the performances, like Norman saying McFadden, Gates McFadden's acting was fine. Like I don't think it's any of these actors per se are.
No,
bad,
it's definitely not the actor's fault.
No, it's just an incredibly boring story.
It felt like it was like supposed to be at the beginning of the season or in season 2.
Star Trek Forever, says Viking Lloyd. You bet.
Star Trek Forever. Yeah, and today we did get the news that Star Trek Starfleet Academy will be canceled after the second season, which are already wrapped, I think. So that's Norman's other comment here. He's worried about the future of Trek now that nothing is in production. Academy's canceled, so it might be better if we were talking about the best of both worlds tonight. Well, give it time. We'll get there.
We'll get there. We're almost there.
They're not going to end it with Academy. That would be the worst ending ever.
Yeah, well, we know we're getting a second season, which I assume they're going to have to do now reshoots on to film a new ending, I guess.
Oh, good. Well, look forward to that in 4 years.
Yeah, probably. It'll be a while. And I guess, Strange New Worlds is wrapping up too, right? So all these, all the modern Trek is sort of, going else, although Paramount says they're committed to Trek. So
let's get back to the movies.
We might go back to movies. That might be the way.
Sure.
We'll have to see how things play out. But don't worry, we got plenty of old stuff to go back and watch here on this channel. So we will be busy here on Live Long and Podcast, no matter what.
There's no shortage of Trek.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump into this very entertaining episode that had us hanging on the edge of our seat the whole way through as we jump into our screenshots. The Enterprise is here for some much needed downtime. We get in Captain Picard's voiceover to start off the episode.
Maybe just go park in a corner of the galaxy,
Yeah, we're just kind of we're flying through unknown space. It's kind of boring. And this episode, I think it covers a period of 3 months or something, right? Because they said John Doe, by the time he's up and walking, it's a month later after this crash. So a lot of time passes in this episode. Anyway, so we have the scene here at the beginning where it's Geordi and Worf at the bar 10 forward while Christy Henshaw is at a table with a friend talking. And this was the clip I played at the top of the podcast where he's like, which one? He's like, the one on the right. Don't stare at her. And he's like, why not? Because she'll know we're looking at her. He's like, good. Let them see the fire in your eyes. Even though his eyes are covered by a visor.
I laughed at that. I wonder, really? Come on.
Yes. Yeah. Let it. But more be I'm speaking metaphorically, of course.
Sure.
Anyway, Christy then comes over to the bar, I guess, to get a refill for her and her friend. And Geordi.
This discussion is very interesting because she couldn't wait to get off the holodeck and booby trap. And then this episode,
and she says to Geordi, I just don't like you that way. That's what she said in that episode. Mm-hmm. Right? She's back and she's given it some second thoughts.
Listen, there are only so many people on the Enterprise. They got new uniforms. Geordi's looking fine. Maybe she's like, well, what's up? 3 years later.
It's not. It was like it's the same season. Like this was only a couple months ago.
No,
But-
was it?
Yeah,
Oh, well,
but
Who
he's looking better to her now. So that fire in his eyes is showing, and Worf is tutoring him. So like maybe you should speak up here. But then she says, "Okay, well, thank you," and she even touches his arm on when she walks away here.
Oh yeah, there was a whole little squeeze there on the way out.
Yeah.
listen, for all y'all fellas and ladies and other out there, if somebody is touching you on your arm, it is a clear sign of interest. It is a green flag. Go for it. Who agrees with me?
Worf does.
Yes.
Anyway, so she walks over here. He immediately collapses in shame.
Oh, poor Jordy. Before I just thought he was pathetic, and now I just feel really sorry for the guy.
I just love during this too that like Worf is beside him going, oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And it was like,
it's too bad because the opening scene had so much promise, and then
yeah. Well, if it had just been this had been the whole storyline, I would be there for it.
I have much to teach you about women.
And I would be like, yes, give me just the Worf and Geordi episode.
To Worf.
Yeah, women according to Worf, but like Geordi then being receptive to Worf's advice would be very interesting to me as well.
Geordi dating like a Klingon warrior, that would be incredible.
Yes. Anyway, then Geordi gets called away here by the comm. Like they need him on the planet, so he meets a de facto away team here in the corridor with Data, Riker, and Beverly as they're heading down to find out what they feel like is a crashed shuttle or escape pod. They beam down to this planet and find the wreckage. I
thought this away team was an interesting choice, right?
Yeah.
So Riker doing what he usually does, puts his foot up on something.
Mm-hmm.
Data was there, not sure why. I mean, LaForge I can get for being an engineer, but why wasn't Worf there as being security?
Yeah, I think probably Worf more than Data would have been appropriate probably in this situation. They just bring Data on almost every away mission, it feels like. But anyway.
And also, why would you send your chief medical officer? It's the same as sending the captain down. Like, send a nurse, send somebody, like send the second in command, send somebody.
Maybe they're just bored. They said this is downtime right now. Like it's not super. Maybe they're just like, I'm not doing anything. I was writing some reports in my office and I wanted a trip down there. Anyway, so we find John. He's pretty beat up. He's wearing a purple turtleneck at this point before he'll get his white one later.
That's why I'm wearing purple now.
Yeah, to help for John here. Anyway, he can't even be transported because his nervous system is such a mess. So they need Geordi to volunteer for this procedure where his system will run both nervous systems long enough for them to beam up. So she puts this was a new idea, right? And we'll see here. This is how Geordi will get a shot of confidence, of excitement here from John, as these two devices connect their brains, I guess, and we see the energy blast come out of John and go right into Geordi.
So do you think that Geordi has got, like, every time he's on our way, not every time, but a lot of times when he's on away missions, he gets something infected or something into him. Like, he's got a lot of stuff, like trouble, this guy, on away missions.
He does. Sometimes he gets infected with like that disease that turns you into a weird glowing salamander man.
And he got in trouble with the Romulan guy. They had to work together.
True. I think Geordi must suffer before O'Brien must suffer. I think this was the original brand.
He's a union man.
He's a union man.
Yeah.
So, it closed. Anyway, so Geordi gets a little shock here. They notice it all, but they don't quite know what to do. He says he's fine. So they beam up, and so that's the end of the cold open. Like they found a guy on a planet, and Geordi got an energy blast to the head. And you think this could be a Geordi episode by the way it's going.
I just read that comment from Norman. Alexander should write a novel titled Daddy Dearest.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's the best.
He doesn't even know about Alexander yet. That doesn't even come. Anyway. Transfigurations is our title card here as they're working on him in the sick bay on the Enterprise. Dr. Crusher and her staff, so much that she actually gets like this new character who I don't remember ever coming back, but she's like one of the medical
It's
assistants.
a great episode to bring Dr. Solar. We were talking about Dr. Solar last week.
Dr. Solar. I don't think we have Nurse Ogawa yet, right? Like she hasn't appeared yet on the show. So anyway, so there's a bit of it felt like a bit of a hospital show in this section of the episode for me, because they're trying to diagnose and help him with all his medical
Wait, go back one. Look, they got the slushy machine hooked up to the bio bed this time.
That's how you cure people in the 24th century. It was with the slushies.
Correct.
You know, it's the proper mix of red and
IV.
blue. Slushy IV. Exactly. Meanwhile, back on the bridge of the Enterprise, Captain Picard is examining this blue capsule thing that we'll find out is like a memory storage thing from John's escape pod. They don't quite know how to decode it, so they're going to put Data, basically. Data and Geordi get assigned to try and figure out how to get into the blue liquid device thing. Let us know when you figure this one out, Data. It will take like a month or a couple months for them to work all that out. Meanwhile, Dr. Crusher still working on John, her patient. So much that one of her assistants has to bring her a glass of water just so she'll drink. You know, that's how dedicated of a doctor she is.
She's working so hard.
She's working so hard looking at these readings. Meanwhile, Geordi comes in and says, "Can I go now?" Because he's been held here for medical observation since he got shot in the head with an energy blast. And you know, he says sick bay is really boring. He feels great. I feel great.
I love that she was like, "Yeah, you can go." Well, why didn't anybody tell him? Why's he got to come and ask?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he would agree with you. So. Yeah. Anyway, Captain Picard comes to check on the patient, and Dr. Crusher explains that he's going to live, but she has very little to do with it because he's very fast healing. We find out that not only is he healing super fast, but he's also mutating. His like undamaged cells are mutating into something else that she can't explain it. It's a medical mystery. So anyway, nothing she can do to stop it, she tells us.
She go back to that screenshot. It looks like they're in a buddy comedy where she's going, "Oh, brother."
Yeah. Oh boy. Anyway, Captain Picard also bored right now. Meanwhile, in 10 forward, it's Geordi, Worf, and Data trying to figure out how to decode the liquid capsule from John's shuttle. I guess we lost Adam there.
Oops.
Thank you. Okay, and then so they're trying to decode it, and then Data and Geordi are talking back and forth, like, well, maybe this is how it works. Maybe this is how it works. Worf does not like it. Worf's not here to work. Worf is here for fun, you know?
Less talk,
Look at all the fun he's having.
more synthahol.
He's here to drink, you know? We came here to relax. And Geordi is like, I am relaxed. I love talking about work while I drink synthahol. But then the fire in his eyes is activated. And who's across 10 forward? But it's Christy Henshaw in a lovely blue dress talking to some other.
Christy? This dress is super cute.
Yeah, I like it. And Geordi's like, hold the phone or hold the blue liquid capsule thing. I'm going for it, you know? And I just like Worf's expression here. He's like, yes, go for it. Right. You know?
He's proud of his student.
He's very proud of his student. As Geordi's like making approach, hey, do you want to go to the Arboretum, Christy? Well, sure, Geordi. I didn't think you were into that kind of thing. Well, little do you know about me now, you know. Come with me, Christy, and we can go on a little adventure to the Arboretum. So
look at the confidence. The confidence.
The confidence.
Yeah.
Take my arm, Christy. It's all going down. Anyway, so
He's gonna blow it.
He's barely not. He's seeing her every night. But then he was like,
I've been tutoring him. He learns very quickly.
He learns very quickly.
I love it.
I love Worf is ready to just take credit right away.
Yeah.
Right. I wonder how the rest of this night went though with Worf and Data. Did Worf just pound drinks in front of Data for the rest of it? You know, or did they break up after that?
He's like, what do I do with this blue water bottle thing?
Yeah, maybe you should take the blue water bottle thing since you don't sleep. Anyway. So after some time back in sickbay, Dr. Crusher is still working on John. John has been he's now naked almost, except for this loincloth covering his groin.
Got a wax job. He looks great.
He looks like he looks very shiny.
Yeah, they got him oiled up.
They got him oiled up. Yeah. She's checking his vitals here, and but then he wakes up, and are you did you save my life? Hello, welcome. Dr. Crusher being very smitten with him beginning here, but then the old trope. Well, who am I? He's got amnesia. Dun dun dun. Did
they have him on like egg crate foam?
They got him on like memory foam or something. Yeah. For
that acoustic foam.
That acoustic
Just give
foam.
me a damn pillow, please.
Yeah, but do you feel like every show in like the 90s and the 80s, like someone was losing their memory all the time? They got amnesia, and this was always a thing.
So much amnesia.
There was so much amnesia.
Out of all those episodes, though, this is the most boring.
Yes, that's true.
Well, there you go. Anyway, so Dr. Crusher does not like him not knowing who he is. That's like a new thing she has to solve. Meanwhile, then some time passes here. He's getting like extra healing treatments in sickbay. This is like maybe the most special effect thing we get maybe in the episode. But he's coming along. He's healing. He's feeling stronger. So they put around like these little electrical devices on his arms and legs to help him walk around.
Doesn't
need him? Well, he seems like he needs him a little bit, but I don't know. He's fallen down without him.
That's true.
I thought that this was maybe neat medical technology. Like they were trying to show futuristic medical technology, kind of. I appreciated that. Then Picard shows up because he's got nothing better to do. And he's watching John walk around the room. He even catches John when he falls. Second person to do so. Yeah. Anyway, John can't remember anything still about his life. Doesn't know anything. But he's also getting these crazy pain attacks from like the cellular regeneration is also established at this part in the episode. Nothing Dr. Crusher can do about it either. Anyway, then we get the scene in the
episode just waiting for someone to heal, doing nothing and waiting for someone to heal for 45 fucking minutes.
It's a doctor episode,
I love this comment from Stargazer Fish. They gave amnesia to a character we don't even know.
Heather, that was so we don't have to help him.
I don't know who I am. Neither do we. Who cares?
Well, fair enough. Anyway, so then after this is the scene with Riker and Geordi in the turbolift. Riker is waiting for the turbolift here. Maybe not having the best day. Who does he find? But Christy and Geordi smooching in the turbolift.
Good for Geordi.
Good for Geordi.
Geordi.
Yeah, he's she says hello to Commander Riker as she exits
here's
here.
a question for you guys. Like Heather, actually, I'm gonna ask you: if I'm off duty and I take the time or you take the time to, change into something nice, and you're going on a date with Geordi who refuses to change out of his uniform, like where's the effort?
Did he come right off shift and pick me up? I feel like he definitely could have put on something different.
All he has to do is go to his quarters. It's not like driving home or something.
I'm thinking this is the morning and he's on his. I'm thinking this is the morning and he is on his way to work.
I like that interpretation, Kevin.
Kevin, that's good. I like it.
Yeah,
anyway.
That's headcanon for me now. And that's why Geordi is having such a nice time right now.
Yes. And then Riker's like, "What's with that smile you have on your face, Geordi? It's been there because they've been seeing each other every day this week. They're going hot and heavy, Geordi and Christy, you know." And I don't know, like we talked about it a little bit earlier. Just the energy from Riker is a little off for me, but it's I don't know. It doesn't seem like something he would do. He seemed like he'd be more like Worf, like I've taught you well, but that's not the lines they give him in this episode. As Geordi's saying, like, I've always been this confident. I've always had this way about me. Don't worry about it. Then we get the scene here in sick bay with Miles dislocating his shoulder in his peak 90s kayaking outfit.
I don't care about the shoulder. Look at this Ocean Pacific chip and pepper realness right now.
He's going fully authentic. Yeah. Here's maybe a better angle of it. He's hurt here, and Dr. Crusher has to go get some kind of device in order to help him here.
It's like the old days. She'd have it back in, and she'd have to go and get something. Like today, they just pop it back in.
They pop it back in. Then Wesley shows up to make sure that his dinner date with his mom is still on. Just for him to slap O'Brien on the shoulder as he's writhing in pain. Then Wesley talks to John Doe here for a bit. His mom's favorite patient, as he describes him. And as O'Brien here is wailing in pain.
Hey, Doc. I'm dying out here.
I'm dying out here. What are you doing? Come on. John's like, well, I've been pretty bored. He actually says to Wesley, I don't know if you know this, but sickbay is an incredibly boring place to be. He's like, well, we know. We're going to set an entire episode there, basically. And anyway, but then the magic comes. John heals O'Brien's shoulder, which was dislocated moments ago. The pain is gone, and it's completely healed. And Dr. Crusher's wearing this. She's out of a job now, if this is the way it can go. Like, just touch you and heal you. Could be. Anyway, she's like, show me these hands. Where does this magic come from? After some time, there is the dinner that was mentioned earlier between Wesley and his mom.
So do you think Wesley got his own quarters now that he's an officer?
I guess so. Yeah, they must, right? Because then dinner doesn't have to be so coordinated, I would feel like. He's got his own uniform, his own quarters. He's living the life. They talk about John, and Wesley's like, "Are you into him?" And she's like, "No, I am not feeling that way whatsoever."
My feelings towards him aren't romantic.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I disagree.
Wesley doesn't believe that for a minute.
This is where Deanna would usually show up and give her little look.
Deanna's busy ordering up a new spandex outfit from the replicator so they can have girl talk.
That's true.
It's like a workout.
So they can talk about John.
Yeah.
Anyway. Wesley's saying, I don't believe you, Mom. I think you got the hots for John Doe. Come on. Is that ethical? Maybe not. But anyway, here we go.
An interesting point from Norman. So is John Doe responsible for the many times he, meaning O'Brien, will have dislocated shoulder in the future? Did John Doe just forever screw up O'Brien's shoulder?
That's my headcanon now. Yeah, sure. He's like, that Dalconian guy, he gave me the glow. There was no consent. I didn't even know.
And Norman's other question, they shared quarters in Sarek, but he was promoted last week in the other episode.
So now he has his own quarters.
Yes.
Oh, well, look at this guy moving up.
But he's lonely for Mummy, so they have dinner together all the time.
Why not?
Even though they all have replicators, but it's good. Anyway, then Geordi shows up to talk to Data about the storage capsule. He had some epiphany in the middle of the night, probably while he was getting down with Christy, in my opinion, quite frankly. Anyway, so then he's like, I had this idea. What if this is what if it's like DNA? What if like the DNA is the how this thing works? And we find out that the molecules are encoded and like RNA sequences, and So now they've made a breakthrough with this storage capsule. They can kind of try to figure out where John's from, because remember, he has amnesia. And they're able to like kind of work through the problem here. And I always appreciate this in Star Trek. They don't do this in the modern Treks at all. Like, you know, work through the problem. Show us like what if those meant like stars and things like that. Like maybe that's boring, but I like it. I don't know.
It's the most interesting thing in this episode.
Pretty much. Like, what if those are stars? Oh, okay. And then corresponding it over. Like it feels more science fiction, if you will. Anyway, so but through this process, they kind of figure out where John is from. Like what his home planet or what home star system he probably came from. So it's going to take them at least another month to get there, I think they said. So, and it's already been a few months that they've been out here, but they at least know which way to go. So the Enterprise is on its way there. They then Picard comes to talk to John in sickbay along with Dr. Crusher. He's like, well, we think we found where you're from. And he's not too thrilled. He thinks he doesn't remember anything about his life other than he knows that it's bad where he came from, that he fled, and that the other people he was with that are dead were killed by them. So his amnesia is very selective, but he has some important premonitions here, I suppose. And he's like, I don't think you should take me back whatsoever. So they're all kind of feeling weird about that, but they don't really know what to make of it yet.
For a super healing guy, he sure is taking a long time to heal.
He sure is. Like the Dr. Crusher won't even let him leave sick bay for like months, basically. You know, like won't even let him go to 10 forward.
I think that's
well,
really
maybe he was allowed to leave, and she just didn't tell him, like Geordi.
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Probably that's probably exactly it. She's
Can
like, what am I supposed to keep track of who's in here and who's not? Come on.
So this is really funny. You know, even the chat is bored with this episode because they're talking about that bad dads in Star Trek.
Well, we're getting there. Anyway, John, after this conversation, he gets his first glowy attack in the chest. What's happening to Glow Man?
Oh no!
We'll have to find. Oh no, he's glowing. Yeah. Then she takes him to 10 forward. He then gets his new white outfit that he'll pretty much wear for the rest of the episode.
Take me back, Heather. No, don't.
Blah.
Look, I'm John Doe.
Yeah. They get some drinks. He's looking around I guess they went on a tour of the ship. Trying to think if there's anything else in this conversation that was important. Does anyone else remember? No, right? They're just making eyes at each other. Then Worf says on the bridge to Captain Picard and Riker, "There's a ship coming at us really friggin' fast. It's coming at us directly right now at warp 9.97, which is very, very fast. And they can't scan it. It's still too far away, but it's going to be here in about 10 hours. And it's coming from the same direction that John came from. So it could be related." Meanwhile, back down in sickbay, John, I don't know what the hell he's doing, but he gets another glowy attack. He's a glow man. They're trying to help him here. Dr. Crusher comes in. What, this you don't like the pants? No, just checking.
It's a little clingy.
It's a little clingy, yeah. Anyway, he's getting glow attacks here, more glow attacks. He runs away. He's like, you don't want any of this. He's running down the corridor. Dr. Crusher trying to chase after him. She calls security because she's not a runner. Then in the cargo bay, or the shuttle bay, I guess, Geordi was getting his, two of his people to fix up the shuttle when John shows up, and he runs into the upper area here. He's planning to steal the shuttle, opening the bay and getting ready to take it out here. He gets the glow attack. Worf shows up with his security guys, and they're like, "Hey, get down from there!" But he ignores them. Anyway,
first person in history to fail at stealing a shuttle.
I know, it's usually so easy. It's like such an easy thing to do. I think it's just because they happen. Well, it was because I guess Crusher was already chasing him. So they knew they had to look for him. Yeah. The key is you have to run into the shuttle bay when nobody knows yet that you're trying to get out. He didn't know that because of the amnesia, probably. So anyway, he's opening the door. Then Worf, who is taking the he's like, I'll just take the turbo lift up and I'll come up here. And he's like, hey, get away from there. But he's like, I don't want to hurt you. And Worf's like, well, then don't. But
he's like, I want to teach you about dating.
I have some useful skills. Just talk to Geordi. But then a glow attack it comes over John as Worf is too close to him. He gets blasted with the glowy, goes over this railing. And this is the first time that Worf will break his neck. It won't be the last.
Now listen, I thought we were watching this last night. Where was this guy when the barrels hit Worf?
I know. You needed him around. Or did like just like the shoulder injury, did the original injury get kind of created here by John, or was it completely healed by John?
Possibly.
Anyway, John's like, and the Dr. Crusher scans him. He's dead, basically. His neck is broken and his heart is not.
It was just his leg.
No, he's dead. So she's about to call for emergency sickbay, but John comes down from his mountain.
Alpha Legionnaire says Worf is made of paper mache.
Paper mache. But it's papier. Yes. Anyway, he does the glowy thing onto Worf and basically resurrects him. So Worf, not to Stovacor today. I guess technically he would go to Grethor because he's technically in discommodation at the moment. And I guess that still counts. Anyway, then this conversation here with Picard and John and Beverly up in like the ready room, because the only reason you're not in the brig after trying to steal a shuttle and you almost got my guy killed is that you also brought him back to life. So I want to hear you out. And you're a nice guy. And he's like, I don't know. I got to get off the ship. I don't want to hurt people. I glow sometimes. I throw people over railings. Who's to say, and I can't go back to the ship that's coming to get me. But the Enterprise crew is completely unable to help John, whatever he's going through medically. It's all this mystery. And just then, they get the call that the ship is on its way. The ship that's been coming towards them is now about to approach, and they're about to go to red alert and everything else. But Geordi's like, I need to take this moment, because this is pretty much my last chance to say thank you for giving me that glowy thing to the head, because that got me Christy, and thank you very much. So, and then John's like, maybe you had the power all along, and I had
just
nothing
like
to
the
do
Wizard
with
of Oz talking.
And then Geordi clicks his red heels together 3 times and goes up to Kansas. The end. Roll credits.
Exactly. Okay. Then the Zelkonians show up in their ship. We're told that it's a pretty powerful looking ship. It's comparable to the Enterprise in terms of abilities. They are finally responding to the hail. Like, they've been trying to hail them for a while now. And we meet Sunad, who's like this military commander guy. He's not very friendly. He's demanding John be returned to him. And John explains, oh yeah, I even though I have amnesia and I can't remember anything, I know he's bad and you shouldn't listen to anything he say. Okay. Thanks.
Interesting take from Stargazer Fish here, who says, I always felt that Sunad/Zalconians were in the middle of transitioning to Q-like beings.
Well, I guess that's true, right? Their species, it's not just John. He just happens to be one of the, I guess, people that are doing it earlier than most, but like this has been going on for some time. And I guess the Zelkonians, anybody who manifests this mutation, they've been pretty much exterminating for some time. We'll come to find out.
Which, of course, as a queer person, I read as an allegory for queerness.
Yeah, I think that's
away those different people. But I mean, it could be for anybody different, just like, don't be different or you're getting ostracized.
Right. I think, like any of those would apply here. Anything that's different. Being different is scary and makes people hate you, I guess, is like the main message here.
No, that white jumpsuit makes people hate you.
They're like, can you at least, like, I don't know, wear like a cod piece or something? Anyway, Anyway, so I love how Sunad gives them like, I will give you 2 hours to respond. I'm like, that was a generous friggin' offer. Like, you know, for a guy who has like a chokey weapon on the ready to make everyone choke to death, except for Data. You know, that was pretty generous. Anyway, so Worf's like, they can take us. Like the fight would be close if we have to fight. So Picard calls a conference. You know, and John's like, I can't tell you if anything he's saying about me being a criminal is true or not, and you know, but I know he's bad, and so Picard is considering extraditing John over to them because, you know, there's a couple things here about Picard's philosophy about it's not for the Federation to judge the Zelkonians' laws and how their society works and da-da-da. Although they could, you know, he could give him asylum if he asked for it, right? Too. Picard
doesn't like that. You just keep
Picard doesn't.
Quiet.
Yeah, he good thing John has amnesia because maybe he's never heard of such a concept.
Keep Data away from him. You know, Data might suggest that.
Yeah.
Do you know what the problem is with this episode? Is
Everything?
that the crew is completely useless. They don't do anything. They're just observing what is happening.
Yeah, they have no agency. Yeah.
They have no agency in the episode whatsoever.
Right.
They never solve a problem. They never, like...
Well, I guess the only one who does is Dr. Crusher, who kind of saves his life initially. And that's it. You know?
And then she just, like, smiles adoringly at him the whole episode. To what end?
Oh, man! Anyway, so all options are on the table here. So Picard's like, listen, Sunad, like, I'm gonna give you your guy, but you should know he's got amnesia and he can't even defend himself. And Sunad is not hearing it, doesn't want to hear it. He's like, well, you know, this is kind of, it's not super, you know, you should know he's been a guest on our ship and blah blah blah. But Sunad gets like angry with him, and then like he's like, release the choking device. Whatever the hell this weapon was, where like all of a sudden they can't, like the entire crew of the Enterprise can't breathe. As soon as like laughing, I got them all choking all over the ship. All 1,000 of them, children. I'm on the ship too. Mm-hmm. They're all going down here, including Dr. Crusher. But John luckily has the ability to heal this. All he has to do is glow you on the throat, and you'll be immune to it. You know, they help this other guy that they find in the corridor, but I don't know, like how long can you go without being able to breathe? It seems
they're moving pretty slow at this.
Yeah, you know, I think moving this.
But then we find out he can just touch the ship and everybody's healed.
Yeah. You know, he just touched the ship and it spreads over the entire ship and everyone gets there. I see the Data's here like on the ground trying to help Captain Picard. Data should have gone to tactical and fired everything they had at this ship. Like as soon as this attack started. But I don't know, sleep at the switch, I guess. Anyway, they're all recovering here now that John has cured them. He's like, you're not going to hurt them anymore, Sunad. And just as Sunad's about to order firing more weapons, he gets transported here. My favorite part, maybe, that he gets transported to the Enterprise bridge, right? The crew on the Zelkonian ship completely doesn't notice, completely just goes back to whatever they were doing, which apparently was nothing. Anyway. They're not too worried that their captain has been brought over here by Sunad or by John, who can transport people with his mind. Anyway, we get more now. I guess John has his memories. He can remember more. He gives us the final bits of like what's been going on in the society, why people like Sunad and the other elders have been oppressing people like him for some time. And you know that they can't stop him anymore because John was the first to ever be able to actually go through this metamorphosis, this transfiguration, if you will. And just then he's like, watch this, I'm going to turn into a glow man. And that's exactly what he does. He turns into a big glowing sock. And and he's like, come on, Sunad, you can join me. But Sunad's like, get away from me, you freak. I don't want to be touched by your glow hands at all. And he is like, okay, as you wish. And he like kind of flips him back to the ship and Worf's like, yeah, they're running away really fast. They're on their way back to Zirconia, wherever they're from.
Go back to
9.97.
that.
Hmm?
Back one screenshot.
This one?
Yeah. It looks like a boring bird of prey.
Yep. It's a boring bird of prey. With a choke
bird
device.
of prey in a white jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Anyway, then John says his goodbyes here. I think Picard does a good job. He's like, oh, you're like a new life form. We always try to meet new life forms. We're very privileged to be here at the birth of a new species. The glowing sock people. Beverly seems disappointed. She thought she had a future with John, I think, and I guess that's
He's
not
like,
going to happen.
bro, where's the jumpsuit? I can't even see your moose knuckle anymore. Come on.
So,
Yeah.
you know what? Beverly has a hard time with change too. Remember, you know, she liked John the way he was. She liked the other guy until he changed into a woman that trill. You know?
Yeah. Right. She likes the way things
She's
are.
wondering if this guy can fit in a candle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Her
He's
long
pretty
history.
He's
He's
like a
pretty glowy.
life-size candle.
True, and maybe that's why it was.
Oh boy,
Thing.
way to go, Kevin!
She said,
You brought up Dave's
Said-
favorite episode.
"Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that episode
It's
too.
everyone's favorite.
it's
Get
better
up
than
with
this.
that.
It's better than this episode."
Oh, it's way better.
It's
than this episode.
1,000
Yes,
times better than this.
Yeah. Anyway, then John goes from sock man to glowing orb thing, and then he flies out of the ceiling and see ya never. By John as he flies off into space. I guess he could go even at warp speeds. I don't know, but we'll never hear from John again, and that is the end of it. So,
Thank God.
so
The
glad.
end.
All right. Well, Adam, would you please hit us with some trivia and facts that we may
I
not
do
know
have
about
some,
this episode?
believe it or not.
Sexy
I believe you.
fun facts with Adam.
Let's
Please
go.
make it more fun
More
than
interesting
the
than the episode
episode.
itself. Thank you, Heather. Okay, first of all, did you guys notice the name of the shuttle?
Elbaz?
Elbaz. That was actually named after Farouk Elbaz, who, now that we're starting up For All Mankind again, you'll be interested to hear this. He was a geologist in NASA and actually trained Apollo astronauts on moon geography or geology.
Oh, very cool.
Cool.
So that's a fun fact. Okay, John's transformation was originally written to be even more dramatic. According to the production notes, the script went through
Even more. Like it couldn't have been much less.
Well, excuse me. They had a problem with budget right now, and they were really limiting what they were going to do. So they toned it down a little bit. You know, we have the huge whiplash of next week's episode that we have to get ready for. So this one,
Right. Well, I get that the Borg episode is going to be inexpensive and costly. They got a whole thing to do, right? So,
yeah. This was actually secretly a Geordie episode.
it was.
Boost was probably the best part of the episode, especially his interactions with Christy Henshaw, and they were actually originally intended to be a longer subplot.
Do you think, okay, like maybe because we know that Geordie did get married and have kids, and a lot of the fans said, I hope it's not Leah Brahms that he actually ended up marrying. I hope maybe it was Christy Henshaw that he ended up with.
Maybe it was.
I'd be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
This is actually one of those rare episodes where Beverly gets a spotlight episode. She becomes the primary emotional anchor.
And we loved it.
Pardon?
We loved every minute of it.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
she didn't get to do anything.
well, Gates McFadden liked this episode. She appreciated the episodes where she just wasn't the doctor. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but what was she?
She was just
She was
the
the
doctor.
She was just the doctor.
Well, apparently she felt like she was a little more. She was the anchor for him and helped him.
I think she needs to rewatch this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The moment where John Doe actually killed Worf and then resurrected him was debated in the writer's room. Some felt it trivialized his death. Others argued it was necessary to demonstrate the magnitude of John's transformation. The final cut leans into awe rather than shock. Kevin, were you awed?
No, it was still boring. They killed a main character, and I still couldn't pay attention to the.
I didn't even know he was dead. See, look at that. I thought he broke his leg.
Well, that's kind of how they reacted. They reacted as if it was a broken leg.
Yeah, they didn't.
Dead,
Like it wasn't like when Tasha died and she's dead. You know, like she didn't deliver the line like that.
Was there even dun 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 music or anything? Like I don't think so, right?
They didn't even take a commercial break. He was just dead, and then Buddy came over and lit him up with his flashlight.
Right.
No,
give him time to start another one of his redundant things and get going again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, the production team never intended those Zalconians to reoccur. Their entire purpose was to be embodied a civilization terrified of its own evolutionary leaps, making them a thematic mirror to John's transcendence. I didn't feel like it did a good job of that at all.
It would have been better as like a courtroom type where they like all have to make a case and it's not all crammed into like this last
10 minutes
conversation. Yeah.
Right.
Directed by Tom Benko, it was one of his only directed a handful of episodes, and Transfigurations is cited as his most visually distinctive because of the glowing energy effects.
Okay.
It was 1990.
I don't think they hold up very well, quite frankly.
No, I'm with you.
Not like the suit itself.
Yes, I have a couple more, Dave.
Oh, I'm ready.
The transformation was done live with only minor post-production touch-ups. See, this is how things got published in like weeks rather than years in those days.
Hey, I'm for it. Like, I'm okay with like once in a while you have like, whatever, like.
Yeah.
Listen, give me a dog in a wig any day if the story's good.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
Mark
the story
Lamora
was bad and the effects were bad in this episode.
Actor Mark Lamora wore a suit that glowed. This is similar to the effect used in Jor-El in Superman 1978. Wow, this is really coming back in time. Where the actor wore a suit made of retro reflective tape covered in tiny glass beads to make the effect come out. Anyway, it's kind of boring too. I'm going to leave it there. I think that's enough. I'm really happy with the Elbaz.
I actually have 3 fun facts that I would like to share, please.
All yours.
Thank you. So, my first one is that Christy Henshaw was played by Julie Warner, who also played Michelle in Tommy Boy, which is one of my all-time faves with Chris Farley. She was his love interest in Tommy Boy. And she's so fun and sweet. And at the start of this episode, I could not think of who she was. It was driving me crazy. And I looked it up. I went, of course, yes, so it is. Tommy Boy, a 1990s classic. Love it.
And what year was Tommy Boy?
Tommy Boy would have come out in 93 or
95.
95. And then Black Sheep would have been 96 then because they put that out.
Yeah.
Right
so 5 years after this, she got that.
So anyway, it's fun that she was on Star Trek before she was on that. Yeah. So my second fun fact is in audition. So it was talking about what made me think of looking this up was where Geordi's visor and Worf says they have to see the fire in your eyes. So while I was reading about that, I stumbled across, this is a quote from LeVar Burton in an interview. He said, "This is little known Trek lore. In the audition sides for the character during the casting process, there was a scene that Gene Roddenberry wrote between Geordi and Data that established the relationship. And in that scene, Geordi and Data discussed how Geordi's eyes and Data's brain saw the world in a very similar way. They saw the truth of the world around them. And so in the scene that Gene wrote, they formed a team and they called themselves the Perceivers because their perceptions were alike."
Okay, but they never shot this. It was just kind of the backstory.
It was in the audition sides, but I thought that was interesting because I was looking up something about Geordie being like a nerd and never making anything, never making any progress with women or anything. And I stumbled across this, which I had never seen before. And I thought that was very interesting. But like, do you think that would have helped him nerd wise? I'm one of the perceivers.
I don't think that was winning over Christy Henshaw. That's not the line.
No, definitely not. And then the last one, this is what I was looking for when I found that fact. I remember reading in an interview with LeVar Burton, him talking about how he thought it was ridiculous that Geordie never had any success with women. And I found the quote. It's from a Rolling Stone interview. And they asked him, if the next generation was a current show, would you want anything to be different about Geordie? And he said, yeah, he'd get laid. And then they asked him, it's pretty weird that Data, an android, got laid more than Geordie. And LeVar Burton said, weird, it's insulting. Whether they are aware of it or not, those white men who wrote the show had an unconscious bias that was on display to me and to other people of color. The blind spot is revealed in the fact that a Black man never was successful at one of the most basic things. My wife says there's a lid for every pot. It's true. The idea that Geordie never found a lid for his pot is ludicrous. It's preposterous and it's insulting. And they said, and then there's some more stuff. And then the questioner said, even so, he did some creepy things like creating his dream woman in the holodeck and trying to date his subordinate. And he said, that's part of the problem, right? In their attempts to be cute, they inadvertently created an aspect of Geordie's character that is very uncomfortable. So I really think it was wonderful that in Picard, they showed that he did have success in love and he did marry and have children, because there's no reason for Geordie to not ever have any companionship. You know, it's unlikely. It's unreasonable.
I agree, you know, especially, you know, that's like they're in space and they can meet lots of people, and you know, it's anyway.
Not just people, aliens.
Yeah.
It actually seemed that in Picard, he was the only one that had a decent life after the Enterprise. Yeah. Everyone else seemed like their life just went to shit.
Yeah.
Worf seemed like he was doing okay, but yeah. But yeah, otherwise for sure, you know. Okay, well, thank you, Heather. That was great. For the additional facts, learned some things. And with that, we are ready to move over to ratings and score the episode. Ratings. Bring in the ratings. That's my little song. Anyway, here we go. Okay. We love this episode. We love it. So, Heather, how about you first?
This is like a 4.
4.
It's not good. I hate to get, I mean, I feel like this is the lowest score I've given any episode so far, but it's,
let me just quickly, you gave a 4 to The Price. Remember, you didn't like,
I hated that episode.
Right. So did Kevin. So do you like that less than this, or is it the same?
Yes, I do like it less than this. So I'll give this a 4.5.
4.5. Okay.
It's boring. It does have some cute things, but
yeah, it's kind of
carry on.
Kevin?
3, just for Worf. Everything else is just mind numbing.
Sure.
Yeah. Adam?
You're on mute, Adam.
Oh. Sorry, I had a cough earlier. I was saying that this is the longest 45-minute episode I can remember, and since The Price, and I will give this a 3.
3.
Like Kevin, Worf and Geordie, that first opening sequence was great, and then it just went to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, they're giving Worf like a kind of fun side in this episode that we don't get a lot of, and it was good, but then it was in this episode.
Yeah.
You know what? I take it back down. I take it back down to a 4.
All right. She's back down.
I hate it.
Okay. For me, like, I don't disagree largely with anything you're saying. Like, I guess what I like, it's not John, it's not the guest star, it's most of that I find is kind of, it's more the crew. just I guess having a quiet moment before Best of Both Worlds, I kind of appreciate too. Like before everything kind of will change forever for them. So
they were having a quiet time in wherever the hell they were.
Wherever the hell they were in deep space, Zelkonian space, but they don't ever do anything with it. Like the special effects suck. The guest star is kind of boring. I guess I might at a 5. I'll go 5. So not great.
Okay, here's what chat says. Viking Lloyd gives it a 4. Stargazer Fish gives it a 5 out of 10 simply because of my Sunad pre-Q headcanon. Norman says a 3 with no explanation. Norman is along with a lot of us. And Sam, I think Sam gave it like a 6 before he took off. Let me find it.
Now, interestingly enough, this has a 6.9 on IMDb for whatever reason, which is higher than like last week's episode, Menage a Troy.
What?
I don't make these things. I'm just saying that's what it's how it reads.
That's bullshit.
Yeah, so you gotta go for it here. So anyway, we are averaging a 3.8 between the four of us. That's one of the lowest ratings of the season. That's bad. That's not good. We've only been down that low a couple times, like 2.8 for Shades of Grey. We're saying this is like Shades of Grey kind of bad.
Yeah. That's a special kind of bad though, because it's a clip show.
Yeah, this is slightly better than a clip show.
Slightly, 1 point higher than a clip show. Okay, well that's the.
At least
I
liked all the clips in the clip show.
I don't really know why the this episode like found its way into the season so late in the game. Like it just doesn't feel. It's like it was written some other time, and it just sort of.
I think like they're like, we need to fill a week before the finale. What do we got? All right, we got this script. Renee wrote this thing. We're gonna do that. Yeah. Sure. You know, I feel like it's just kind of like a throwaway in some ways. You know, because you're right. Like everything's been so strong. We've hardly had anything that weak since The Price, which I don't hate, but most of the other group does. So
so stinky.
Yeah. So anyway, that is the rating for this episode. And we looked ahead. We are almost done here, season 3, and you know what that means. We look at. We are also moving our night, everyone. We are moving because coming back next, or I guess it's this week on Friday, For All Mankind is going to be coming back for season 5, and we've been covering all those seasons. Baby. The Mars Baby's First Light. So that's coming out on Friday. We are not going to cover it on Friday. We're going to cover it next Monday as we move For All Mankind to Mondays once again. We'll be covering those episodes a couple days later, which means TNG will now move to Thursdays since Academy is over in more than one way than one. And we are going to be talking about Best of Both Worlds on that Thursday, April the 3rd. Next Thursday. We'll be covering both episodes. Season 3, episode 26, and season 4, episode 1. Locutus of Borg.
Looking forward to seeing Commander Shelby. I don't know about you guys, but
I love. For me, part 1 is. I think I'm probably gonna go like 11 on part 1, and I'll probably go like 9 on part 2. Is probably how I'm going with it. But because I think part 2 is
11, Adam's gonna have a conniption fit.
I might go 12. So
we're changing the scale, guys.
Changes. Anyway, look out for that. We'll be covering that next week. Both For All Mankind and The Best of Both Worlds. Should be a fun week. And every Wednesday.
Listen, this is arguably the best episode of TNG. I expect everybody to put on their best game visually, please. No white jumpsuits. No white jumpsuits? No white jumpsuits. Let's assimilate ourselves.
What if I turn into a big glowing sock?
Pardon?
Might put a uniform on then.
Do it.
Yeah. All right. Well, look out for that.
Before you say goodbye, can I just say, listen, I saw the Project Hail Mary over the weekend, and if I can give it a plug, if you haven't seen it, go see it.
I haven't seen it yet. No.
So good. The book was amazing. I went
on Friday night and loved it.
The screenplay adaptation was amazing. Ryan Gosling was fantastic in the role. Everything that I had created in my mind happened on screen. It was great.
Okay, well, I will check that out. Yeah, I knew that was coming. I didn't know it was out yet. But you know what it is also out right now? Survivor Season 50 will be on Wednesday on the Super Mario Brothers channel, talking all about that. Open Wounds. Will Charlie ever get over being betrayed by Maria in season 45?
Who knows?
Oh man, Kevin, let's watch it together.
Look out for that.
I've been waiting for 2.5 years for an answer.
Been waiting
to
for
that
50
question.
years. For that.
All that's out there. And I think we're working on this trivial debates for Babylon 5. I don't know. It's coming together. Happy birthday to Chris Murphy, by the way.
Happy
birthday,
birthday,
World
World Mind.
Yeah. All right. And with all that said, I think we'll sign off for tonight. I think we've said everything we can about Transfigurations.
We said too much.
We've already said too much as it was. All right. We'll leave you with this quote as we say goodbye tonight. And you have a great one, everyone. Live long.
Thanks, chat.
Yes.
I mean, I know that the doctor-patient relationship can sometimes create a false sense of intimacy, but this is different.
Beam up some Star Trek content with Live Long and Podcast. A roundtable movie discussion with Hey, did you see this one? And take a peek into the darkness with Heard Noise, Must Investigate with Michael Chan. Watch us duke it out on trivial debates. And let's chat about TV with the Super Mario Brothers. It's all here on the United Federation of Podcasts.